All right. I am back after traveling for a week. It's been a while. Successful indie author, 5 minute focus, episode 9. Let's talk the perfect story. Well, here's the bottom line up front. Perfect story doesn't exist except in your readers' minds. And this is where you click the super cool timer thing. So that's something that's perfect. Where you connect with your readers. Some readers are looking for certain things, other readers are looking for other things. And this is where the perfect story doesn't exist until they embrace it and they, the buying public, become one with it and get into it and then start buying Hogwarts gear and start doing all these other things because you've sold them on your world. You've sold them on your world building. You've sold them on the story, on the heroes, on the characters, on every part of this the story of yours. So the perfect story, there's people diddle around with language and stuff that actually makes zero difference to the readers. Are they engaged at that point? Are they moving forward through the story? And there are some genres, literary fiction, where every word must be perfect in that style, the lilting, engaging prose, as opposed to the story itself. The best literary fiction have the story and the flowing prose. Anne McCaffrey, you saw that in her first book, that it flowed. It was the words were perfect and went through it perfect in my mind. But then you get to the second book and it changed. And the third book and the 12th book, I was still reading for the story, but it no longer read like the first book, which is perfectly okay. So change your attitude regarding perfect, because there's people who will mess around, and they're not making their story any better. They're not gaining readers. The Pareto rule, 80-20, 20% of your effort will achieve 80% of your results. So keep that in mind when you write a book. When you write a great book, then you get those 80% readers. Now, are you going to spend 80% more effort to possibly get that extra 20%? Because you'll never get that extra 20%. So your amount of effort to gain new readers after a certain point of style is almost beyond value. As in, you can't get your money back off that time invested. So your whole goal when you're writing a book is to connect with your readers. Unless your goal is just to write a book and get it out there and be done with it. But I'm talking about people who are looking to make some money, realize some monetary value from their words. Your effort is to connect with the readers, to become one on change their consciousness, to become one at a base level with them, where they can say, I get you, I get that character, I feel this in my soul. That is the perfect story, where readers, and then more and more readers say, yes, this touched me, this spoke to me, the message. Because you look at Star Trek, the original series. I know I reference it a lot. There's people who aren't Star Trek fans, which is beyond me. I can't understand how that would happen. But that series didn't do that well. It got canceled after 3 seasons. It only got big later. Like now, 40 years later, we're talking about it. Hey, look at this. Or 50 years later. Star Trek, the original series, hey, they recolored them. Let's watch them again. That is a story that touched people at a base level, even though it didn't right away. Perfect story doesn't exist except in the reader's minds, and something that 50 years later can have a growing gathering, a growing base of fans, is an incredible testament to storytelling. Gene Roddenberry and DC Fontana. Kudos. That is a perfect story. And you look at it and it got canceled after 3 seasons. Firefly, those bastards, they canceled it. But those good stories touch people. And the bottom line is you have to adjust your attitude in regards to what's perfect. Maybe you are the worst judge of what a perfect story is when it comes to your readers. Your readers are telling you, this is great, and you're like, I need to change it. Maybe you don't. Change your attitude, change your bottom line. That might be all it takes, as opposed to, geez, I really need to wicker this paragraph. I need to spend another month wickering this paragraph and making it perfect. And it doesn't gain you one additional reader. So there's a certain amount of satisfaction you have in your mind, but you spend all that time. And what if the readers diss your work? They come in, you get 1-star bombed, and because they hated the story, they hated the presentation of the story. How is that going to make you feel on your stop? How is that going to make you feel on your perfect story? Are you going to be at odds with your readers? You don't want to be, if you found the right readers. Otherwise, you go find new readers and see that they'll appreciate your work more. But sometimes it's you in your own way when it comes to the perfect story. There is no such thing. Appeal to the readers, entertain the readers, and you'll find a whole new understanding of what perfect is. That's it. 5-minute focus. You guys have a great day, and we'll talk to you tomorrow.